Have you ever wanted to go around and relive the #1 movie that you love to watch, but for some reason they never went and did the right thing and make it into a game? Well, guess what? Now you can play
Zombieland, the game!
That's right, Zombieland the game. Have a shocking good time.
Hello everybody, this is Nate aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with the third and final review in the trilogy of the digital download remasters of Dead Rising, Dead Rising 2, and this is Dead Rising 2 Off The Record. The original version of this game was developed by Capcom Vancouver and published by Capcom, and was released originally on October the 11th of 2011 for the Xbox 360, PS3, and the PS3. The Xbox One and the PS4 version was released as a digital download only on the 13th of September. This version is a reimagining of Dead Rising 2 from the viewpoint of playing Frank West instead of Chuck Green. A lot of aspects of the game have been changed because of this. A lot of the plot has been modified and different, and it's really neat because in this version of the game, it is pretty much Frank West that has to get the Zombrex for himself instead of Chuck Green having to get it for his little kid. Now, they did add a couple new things to it, like there are new enemy types, and there also is a new area called the Uranus Zone. So if you wanted to relive your fantasies of Zombieland, the game, you can actually finally do it in this version. This version comes with two modes. It has the 72-hour mode, which is the classic timed mode, where you have to make sure to go around and do missions and make sure to time it just right in order to actually progress the storyline. And it also has Sandbox Mode, where they get rid of the stupid timing and you can just play for as long as you want and you don't have to worry about the stupid time. This version does have 5 endings depending on what you do throughout the game with beating the missions. Now, I've noticed it seems like the 72-hour mode is the one that basically you can get the 5 endings in. And if you play through the game, it will roughly take you about 10 hours if you rush through it. But if you're a completionist and you want to collect it all, it will take you over 40 hours to beat everything in this game. Now, if you were to go and actually go and pick up the original version of this game for like your Xbox 360 or PS3, you can get it for a pretty damn cheap price of only $15, because that was one of the problems with this as the triple bundle pack. Is the only real way to actually get the remastered version of this game is if you got the digital download. They're not going to be releasing a physical copy of the game. Now, you might think, well, that's kind of stupid. Well, if you actually play this game for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but once again, this does suffer from the same problems that the other two remasters does. It does have problems with the frame rate dipping. When there's a lot of zombies on screen, it does not stay locked at the 60 frames a second. In fact, I think sometimes it even goes below 30. The 1080 doesn't really add much to the game. In fact, once again, it actually makes things look a lot blurrier than normal. And that's just because when they actually made this game, I don't think they ever really planned for it to be in super high def. The game came in high def to begin with, so it doesn't really add much to it. Now, as you can see from this video here, if you actually go and play the mode, Sandbox Mode, it will mix things up a bit. Instead of saving the people, they will attack you, so you pretty much have to treat them similar to the psychopaths and pretty much kill them to get rid of them. You have to deal with psychopaths, and you go around and you'll find these star icons, which will allow you to do like little mini missions. Normally it consists of kill this many zombies in this amount of time with this weapon and so forth. Now, like I said, if you actually decide to play through the game, just keep in mind it does have some flaws to it. It seems like because of the digital remaster, it kind of leads to having more problems with this version than if you actually play the PS3 and Xbox 360 version. I'm not sure why it actually has more problems, but I think that might be one of the reasons why Capcom decided not to release this as a standalone version of the game. Now, they may go and change their mind and officially release it on a physical copy, and it'll probably be like $19.95 if they ever do, but currently there doesn't seem to be any sort of go ahead with Capcom to actually do that. Now, is this game fun? Yes, it is. Now, it does have all the same aspects of Dead Rising 2. It does have the crafting ability that has returned where you make new weapons. And they have all kinds of new weapons that added as well, mainly from the Uranus zone. Because, since they added a new zone, they added new things you could combine to make new weapons. And they're super over the top. You thought some of the weapons were over the top in the second game. They're way more over the top and off the record. It's really funny. And also, you can level up this guy, Frank West, a lot easier in this version, mainly because you can also take pictures like in the original Dead Rising, which actually makes it where you can get a lot more experience a lot faster. It has some nice little twerks to it, little tweaks here and there, but all in all, it is a nice version of the game compared to the second one. Now, if you've ever played the second one but never played this one, I can recommend it. But if you played the second one and you haven't played this one, it's gonna kind of seem very repetitious and very similar, other than certain aspects of like the story, which has been changed, and the new Uranus mode, area, which is pretty much just a small amusement park. The final boss has been completely different. You end up fighting them in the Uranus zone, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it's super over the top and really fucking weird. Now, let's get down to the main thing of the game, the meat and the potatoes of this game. How does it control? Well, they didn't change anything. It plays and controls identical to Dead Rising 2. So if you're used to Dead Rising 2 and you were expecting some tweaks, there's no real tweaks at all. So the control scheme is pretty much damn near the same. If you play through the 72-hour mode, most of the missions and stuff will be the same. So if you got really good at Dead Rising 2, you should have no problem being able to pick this up and play this and be able to get through it really with no problems. Now, my final score of this game is a 8 out of 10. That's right, I am giving this game an 8 out of 10, mainly because even though it does have some problems with the remastered version, all in all, I like the second one, and this one just adds to it. It adds more new enemies, it adds new abilities, it adds new weapons, and it adds a whole new area, and you cannot go wrong. The only difference is at the beginning of the second one, you could actually play the Terror is Reality game show. In this one, it does not have that. They did remove that from this version, but it does still have co-op, and you can never go wrong with co-op. So this is Nate Dogg saying thank you for subscribing to my channel, and of course I've got to say it, the devil is always in the details, and I wonder what game I'm going to be reviewing next. Peace out!